wanted to get it right. Trying to find some balance in my life. I never really.
Hi friends! Today we are going to do a bunch of different crafts. So today we're going to talk about the Summerwells case. And I, for a while, have wanted to do it, but there's just been so much stuff on the case that has come out, and I wanted to make sure that I was fully up to date on everything. So I have my notebook so that I can make sure that I'm getting everything in that I want to get in, all the facts, all of that. So if you see me looking at my book, that's why. I'm just making sure that I give facts. I will give my opinions here and there, but I want to be able to provide the facts of what things have actually happened, transpired, all of that kind of stuff. These stories are for entertainment. They're all alleged. So everything that we do today will be down in our website, down in the comments below. I'll post all of our social media handles down below as well, so you can go follow us on everything. So like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what stories you want me to cover, because there's so many cases. Sometimes it's hard to keep up on different things. Today we are going to cover the Summerwells case. So if you haven't heard about this case, it is a pretty intense, crazy case. It's very, how do I describe it? There's a lot of ups and downs is probably how I would describe. There's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of things that don't make a whole lot of sense. Some of the ways that the family has reacted and responded to things have been interesting. So I will go over all of that and kind of tell you the things that have happened. But yeah. Okay, so if you've never heard of the Summerwells case, Summerwells is a 5-year-old, 4 when she went missing, now she's 5. A 5-year-old, sweet little girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. She went missing on June 15th of 2021. So she's been missing now almost for 6 months. She's been missing for quite some time. So she was last seen wearing a pink shirt, gray pants, and she was barefoot. She disappeared from Rogerville, Tennessee. If you're not familiar with the area, there's a lot of homes that are spread out. The Wells' property, it has a lot of land. Candace Wells has made comments that not even she will go out into a lot of their land because it's covered with wild animals and dangerous things that, you know, she doesn't want to run into. There's a lot of times that they get wild dogs on the property. They say people come and drop off. This is allegedly that people come and drop off their animals all the time, their dogs mainly, on their property, and so they have a lot of wild dogs and things like that on their property. And that's been a little bit in the forefront because when Summer went missing, apparently dogs didn't bark at whoever they thought took her. The parents have said they think she was abducted, but I'll get into the story. And this may end up being a 2-part video just because of how intense of a case it is. So, she's 5-year-old, went missing from Rogerville, Tennessee. She lived there with her mom, Candace Wells, and Don Wells, the father, lived on the property, as well as their 3 boys. I believe they are 12, 11, and 9. They also have their grandmother, whose name is also Candace. Candace's mom lived on the property in a trailer. If you see pictures of their property, which I can post some pictures, it just was very overrun with old cars, trash. They had like old fridges and things on their land. I mean, they lived in the middle of nowhere, so there's not anyone that's gonna say or complain about anything, and it's their land, their property, you know, they do what they want with it. But there were a lot of rundown vehicles, there was a bus, there was just stuff everywhere. I'm a huge clean freak, so to me, it gives me anxiety, but to each their own. So one thing that I want to point out in their home and on their property was they had their driveway comes up and they have it go around their home in a circular manner. So their driveway goes all the way around the house in a circle. So if anybody was to come up on the property in a vehicle, it would be very, very hard to not be noticed. I mean, I guess they could come up and back down, but being in such a huge area and the home being in such a remote part, it seems to me that it would be extremely hard for somebody to come up on their property and them not notice. In fact, in recent times, there's been people that have gone up and done drone footage just to show where Summer went missing from, and they immediately came out with guns and threatened and all that kind of stuff. So it's, in my opinion, incredibly hard for anybody to be able to go up there and not be noticed. So that gets me into the day of the disappearance. That morning at 6:30 a.m., Don woke up to get up to go to work. He looked over. Summer was in the bed between him and Candace. He got up and got ready. Apparently Summer is a really big daddy's girl. She loves her dad. So her being in the bed with them was a very normal thing. So when he got up to go to work, she was there, fast asleep. She was breathing. At 7, Dawn left for work. At 7:30 a.m., Candace got up because her mom had a doctor's appointment at the hospital. She decided to leave her 3 boys and take Grandma to the hospital with Summer. She took Summer with her. At 8 a.m., Candace dropped Grandma off, and that's when they played electronics in the car. About 10:30, Candace gets a call from Hunter. So let me kind of fill you in on Hunter. Hunter is a 15-year-old boy whose mother was good friends with Candace. They'd known each other for a long time. They had a big falling out. Candace and Allison, who's the mom, no longer talk. But Candace really enjoys Hunter. To Candace, he is like a son, is what she said about him, and that he's like a big brother to Summer and to her boys. When they had left the house, they had planned on going to a water park. Apparently, that didn't end up happening. I'm not quite sure why, but that meant that Summer was already in a swimsuit, ready to go to that, as well as Hunter. Hunter was in a swimming suit, so they had decided that they were going to go to this swimming hole. When Hunter reached out to Candace, he texted her and asked what she was doing and if she wanted to come over. Allison told him that was fine, but not for long. So Candace and Summer ended up going over to Hunter's house from 10:30 to 11. That was the time frame of when Candace got Hunter. At 11, Grandma called Candace to tell her she was done with her appointment and to come get her. Hunter asked if he could go run errands with her, and his mom told him yes. So they went to a smoke shop. Candace bought 3 vapes. Then they stopped at Walgreens to drop off Grandma's prescriptions. The pharmacy told her it would take about 30 minutes for her to get the prescriptions filled. So that's when they decided to go to the water hole. And the water hole is essentially just looks like this little body of water. There wasn't much around it. I believe they pulled their car up and under some trees, and Candace and Grandma smoked their vapes. They looked at TikTok on their phones while Hunter and Summer were swimming. According to Hunter, in one of the interviews that he's done, he allegedly said that at one point Summer went under the water, and apparently Candace and Grandma didn't see that. So they allegedly are denying that, but he said she was underwater for a little bit of time. So who knows whether, she could have gotten water in her lungs or something like that. And I'm not assuming that is the case, just kind of my thoughts on it. Oh, one of the things that Hunter allegedly said was Summer had hit her head on a rock while they were at the swimming hole, and Candace has denied that. So I don't know what part of that is the truth, whether Hunter's telling the truth or not. He has had a hard time remembering some of the times and dates and things like that, but he's a 15-year-old kid. I don't expect 15-year-old kids to remember every little detail and the time, and if he wasn't on his phone and all those things, it would be really hard to make sure that you're giving all the right information. At 1:30, they went to pick up the prescription, went to Sonic. They stopped at the grocery store. While they were in the grocery store, Hunter and Summer stayed in the car and waited for Candace. We don't know how long. According to the timeline, you could probably figure out somewhat of a timeline for that, but from what I heard, they were in the store for a good amount of time before taking Hunter home. They took Hunter home at 2:30, allegedly. It was after Hunter was dropped off. On their way home, Candace had looked back at Summer, and they had 2 gallons of milk piled on the seat, and apparently Summer had fallen asleep on the gallons of milk. And so Candace asked her mom to get out her camera and take a video of it because she thought it was super cute, because Summer had her hand up, and apparently that's how Dawn sleeps, and so Candace thought it was super cute and wanted to send him a video. There's been a lot of speculation that maybe she wasn't alive at that time. I don't know that I believe that. That's all alleged. I mean, if she wasn't breathing at that point, her lips would be blue and gray and all those kind of things, and it wasn't. So yeah, so I don't think that she passed away in that time.